Hey guys, Ricky Howard here with DoD Contract Academy. And today you're going to be hearing the answers to a lot of questions that you've been leaving both in the podcast, on the YouTube channel, including how important are relationships in winning government contracts? Does the military buy ice cream? Are government contracts rigged? What is the CRM tool I see you using in all the YouTube videos? And what advice do you have for 8A companies? All coming up. I'm Ricky Howard. I own DoD Contract Academy. I'm a former government procurement officer. Let's get into the answers to some of those questions. This RFP, Rick, it's perfect for my company. It's exactly what, and then somebody else won. Yeah, dumbass, because somebody else did all the work up front. We've answered some questions today that you've been leaving through the YouTube videos and other social media platforms. So let's do it. Now, this one's more of a statement, not a question. Winning government contracts is a relationship game. It's all who you know. Remember, the people who award these contracts to companies are not robots. That's true. And it doesn't mean things are, a lot of people are like, oh, it's rigged. It's a scam. It's not rigged. There's no scam. Even in regular sales, relationships win the day, right? And the government's not stupid. They're not blindly awarding contracts to people without doing their homework. So developing their relationship's important. Plus, there's other things cooked into that, like fact that you develop that relationship with someone that you're actually on contract with, they see that you can deliver, you're going to win more contracts. It's just, is it science? It's common sense. I've seen sources saw it where it was written for one specific supplier. Supplier would not do business with anyone else, and that company ends up winning the contract. You don't win a contract off of. A source of sought. A source of sought is something that can help the government write the solicitation. I've seen solicitations that have come out that were designed for one contractor. That's why you want to find a source of sought and help the government write the solicitation. You want the government to want to hire you. So be that guy or girl. What's the difference between an industry day and a regular meeting? An industry day is usually an event that any company can register to go to. It's basically an event the government is putting on where multiple companies can come and they're being briefed by the U.S. government. Now, a meeting, that's something you schedule with a government office, just you talking with the government office. I would say a meeting, a one-on-one meeting could be more valuable, provided that your meeting is with someone that can buy what you sell and has money and a requirement to do that. From crypto security tools, the government is busted ass broke. Sometimes they're still spending money every year. Not in PS 7558. It all makes sense now. I have not engaged with the sources sought. I was only successful with one RFP in everything I've bid for. The government and all the other contracts have been awarded to a company, not from here, that has a developed relationship with the government. Hey, I'm surprised we even won a RFP, right? Yeah, this is exactly what we're already seeing, right? So if you're going to engage on an RFP, you want that to be, for the most part, solicitations that you've already try to set a relationship up with the government on. Sources sought, set up meetings, learn more about it. You might be wasting your time if you haven't done that. Those captions are going to give me a seizure. I don't know if I can watch this. Hey, message received. Get rid of the captions. Yeah, they were a little big in orange. There's Israel. Do you need a contractor's license to do the work? It depends, right? It depends on what solicitation you're responding to. If you're responding to a solicitation that is construction-based, yeah, you probably do need a contractor's license. And by the way, like every contract is so much different. There's so much difference to each contract that you really have to do your homework, even within the same industry. But for instance, on a lot of construction contracts, you might not only need your license, but you're going to probably have to be bonded, your insurance. You're going to need past performance. Like, again, so make sure that you have done this in the commercial world before you go after the government work. Does the military buy ice cream? Yeah, actually, definitely. I could be sarcastic about it, but if you think about the fact that every military base is a small town or city, each of them has something called a commissary. Most of them have something called a commissary, which is basically a supermarket. So yeah, they buy ice cream. And they also have, some of them have food courts with ice cream distributors there. Distributors, franchises. Yeah, they buy ice cream. Military eats ice cream. They eat a lot of fucking ice cream. Do I need to pay X number of dollars a month to use a proposal writing tool to help me win more contracts? I recommend that you don't buy any tool in the beginning. So if you have to write your first government contract, I think the best thing to do is either try to knock it off on your own, just to go through it and understand each section, or maybe go to Upwork. So on Upwork, you can hire a freelancer that does this type of thing all the time. You just got to make sure to check their references. Here's one from Maui Wowie. I've done an RFP for a non-clearance contract, and I'm guessing that means a contract that didn't require a security clearance. Needed to pay, and they always chose the lowest bidder for labor expenses. Yeah, that's true. There are contracts out there called lowest price, technically acceptable. Nobody likes them. But yeah, you make a good point at 1233. And that's where I was basically saying you want to start way before solicitation comes out. So Maui Wowie goes on to say, the people I was working with clearly followed the start at solicitation advice and ended up doing a lot of work for nothing. Yeah, you want to do a lot of work for nothing, look for RFPs. Hey, it's perfect. This RFP, Rick, it's perfect for my company. It's exactly what, and then somebody else won. Yeah, dumbass, because somebody else did all the work up front. There's no conspiracy. You came in at the last minute and wrote a proposal and thought you were going to win. If that's your philosophy, it's not rigged. You're just lazy. Do the work. So now you know what you got to do. What's the name of that CRM? The CRM is called GovClose. At some point, I'm going to do a video just walking everybody through it because I'm getting a lot of questions on this. Look, this I call a sales management system. I built this for me because when I started our consulting business in 2019, when I retired from the Air Force, every company, large and small that I worked with, I would usually have to spend a considerable amount of time either editing the CRM that they were using, hours and hours trying to build pipelines where their sales team would know, I have to go through these steps to win a contract. This is what my pipeline's worth, et cetera. And usually I could edit them to get them to be reasonable. And then other companies would be using spreadsheets. And then eventually I got sick of it and I built my own CRM. So then I can just implement that with each company that we work with. And that's just easier. I'll do a overview on it and walk you guys through it. All right, this is the last one I'm going to do here. It's time to go to work. New subscriber, thank you. I'm a Native American and looking to leverage an 8A. Any videos on 8A specifically? I like your style of video teaching. Thanks, Miss Melody. The 8A program is, of all the certifications that you can get, the 8A, I believe, has the most opportunity for winning contracts. And the reason is because 8A allows the government to sole source contract with you. So it's incredibly difficult for the most part for the government to put a contract out there, sole source, non-competed to a company. They either have to have something that nobody else has, which is very rare today, or this doesn't get talked about too much. If it's so cost prohibitive to the government to go with a new company, let's say that there's a program that the government's been on contract with a company for 10 years and they've spent, $100-200 million building up a software tool or something specific for military use, and they go to recompete it. They don't have to build it if they go with the same company, right? But if they go with a new company, they probably have to spend $100 million for that company to build it or something outrageous, right? So you also have to think about taxpayer dollars, right? So if it makes sense to go with the same company because it's going to be cheaper, they could make that case as well. But with 8A, your disadvantaged business program, which you only have for a limited number of years, you graduate from, that's a great way to win sole source contracts with the government. And we have some strategies there, Melody. We'll put them out. We'll do a complete episode on 8A. We have a pipeline in GovClose that's specific for 8A. I will just tell anyone that's 8A out there, the danger of 8A is you can be very successful while you're 8A. But a lot of companies that don't prepare the right way, when they graduate, all of those contracts start going away because they haven't leveraged the 8A to turn those into more sustainable contracts over the years. There's a way to do that too. And we'll cover that in the next episode. Hey, guys, hopefully this has been helpful to you. We'll answer some more questions coming up. If you want us to do an episode like Melody wanted the 8A, just leave a comment and we'll put those in our pool. And that's how we build a lot of these episodes. So take care. Have a great week.